Nkiru Emodi. I'm a lady cobbler, the CEO and creative director of Home of Theresa Footwear, also known as HOT Wears. I didn't really just wake up one morning and say, okay, I want to be a cobbler or a shoemaker. It all happened out of frustration after school, not getting a job. And then I just had to come up with something, I was like, okay, what do I have to do to make a difference? After school, you need to come out, write a CV, apply for a job, you get the no, you're a fresher, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, no problem. I'm going to create a job and then I'll turn it into a white-collar job. Do you understand? But it's going to be a creative job. Now, what kind of job do I want to venture into? Or what kind of business, if it comes to business, what kind of business do I want to do? And whatever it is I want to do will not only serve as a business or a job, but also would help create solution to the unemployment issue in the country. So I was like, okay, fine. I went into my room. I was like, okay, what do I love to do? What do I spend my money on? I found out it was just shoes. I buy other things like clothes and everything, but it was just shoes. I was like, okay, I'll do buying and selling of shoes. After speaking to several people about the business and everything, they were like, no, I should go and work. You cannot go into business. You have to have money to do the business and everything. It was just one person that saw the business part from what I wanted to do from a different perspective and said, okay, I don't have fish to give you, but I will teach you how to fish. And then after much talk and everything, he was like, okay, just go and learn how to make shoes. Along the line, it's not going to be easy, but along the line, you get to have your own brand, produce your own design and all that. I fell in love with the idea and I was like, okay, no problem. I thought about it. I sat down and I was like, okay. Now there are people that create shoes. They don't have 10 heads. Some of them did not learn it. So I was like, okay, I want to make shoes. I just went into my room, picked my old shoes, started destroying just to find out how they made that shoe. And then the ideas started coming. Different ideas started coming like that. And I was like, okay. The ones I don't understand, I'll go out to ask and everything. So I would say basically the idea came from God. And then if from the same man that actually advised me, but the basic idea came from God. I actually did not go and learn from anybody. I had to destroy to see what it is. It's someone that created this now. I can do, so far there is someone that has done it before. I also can do the same. So that's how it started. I'm still facing some major ones. Everybody knows capital is a major challenge when it comes to business. When you have capital, you can actually source for other things. Do you understand? But capital is still the major challenge. I'm still facing that. And then the materials that I use to work, I'm still facing that challenges. And then be that I have my own style. Because in every business, you have to have your signature and your style. So I stick to me using quality things to produce my footwear. So that is kind of like the major challenge. And then getting the market to understand that this is what you do is another challenge. So I had to study the market for 6 months, yes, before producing anything. So why I named the brand a bespoke brand, it's not because it's not just about producing shoes, but also getting the clients involved in the kind of shoes they want to make. So I would say I'm different from a regular cobbler out there or a regular shoemaker out there because I get to interact. I don't just produce shoes anyhow. I get to involve them in it. That's why most of the times you see some people wear shoes for 5 years and they'll tell you they cannot throw that shoe away because they find themselves inside that shoe. It goes with virtually everything they want to wear. So that is what I do. And get to interact with them. So far, it has been very welcoming because I now found out that a whole lot of people have challenges when it comes to getting shoes. And majority wear shoes, not just because they like it, but just it's a necessity. You understand? So that has been another great plus to what I do. According to what Mr. Dapo was explaining, do you understand, in the meeting we had with him, I just see myself as unreasonable. I don't follow what the country doesn't really affect my kind of thinking. Do you understand? Where there's a problem, I try to create a solution. So when they say there's this, there's recession, there's whatever, I don't look at that. All I'm saying is, what's the next possible solution? Because when there is a problem, there should be a solution. When there's a plan A, there should be a plan B. If plan A fails, you can fall back to plan B. So I don't follow that economy meltdown, blah blah. I always dig out a way out. If I can successfully bring myself out from being unemployed for 2 years after school, and I'm standing, I don't see any challenge anymore. I see HOT being like, if not the first, I don't know about any other brand that has actually had the company like create a factory. But I see me creating a factory. I see HOT becoming not just a brand, but a premium brand that is well known for manufacturing bespoke shoes. Same way they have in Italy and the rest. I see my brand like that. We're digging in to build that factory. My personality rubs off with my business, the kind of thing I do. I'm a very reserved person, but very creative. Very reserved, very creative. And then if what I do won't affect the next person, I don't venture into it. Whatever I do has to have a mark on something or somebody, a hold on somebody. So 90% of my day, my regular day, I think outside the box. Maybe that's the reason why I'm not working in a bank right now, because I can't just sit down in one place and then start thinking, doing the same thing over and over again. It doesn't make sense to me. So, do you understand? So in the morning, if I am not thinking of a shoe, if I'm not sketching, I'm in the market sourcing out for leathers. If I'm not sourcing out for leathers, I'm looking up designs on the internet. What can I do with this? How can I match this leather to this? How can I? So I'm just thinking, that's all that occupies my mind, and then that's my regular day. What I would say is, I keep giving this example. If we all still at this age depend on the government for everything, we're not going to move. The government is one body. We are a nation. Just like you're giving a 1-year-old child a load to carry. If you don't know how to assist the child is going to collapse. Do you understand? So if we all can help the government, we know they are supposed to take care of a whole lot of things, but if we all can individually help the government to do some certain things, like take advantages of our environment, look for a need and meet it, we will not have issues. Even if we have issues, the issues at hand will be something they can easily address. But whereby everybody is complaining, everybody is wanting to rely on the government, there won't be any. There'll be a lot of issues. Sorry, do you understand? But where we look for a need and meet it, and what I've seen so far with the youths that we have, it's that fear to start up something. But I keep saying that everyone individual wants in life, everything you need in life is on the other side of fear. So if fear must stay in your mind, it has to pay that rent. But if it's not paying any rent, you kick it out. So that's just it. Look for a need and meet it. It doesn't necessarily mean you should have a whole lot. Start from something. I got my own inspiration from a woman that made her millions just from folding clothes. Do you understand? So if she can make $1 million and today she has a big cleaning agency just from folding clothes, then I can do something that can even fetch me more. And then it doesn't matter what you do. What matters is the joy you derive in what you're doing. Even if it's just picking a piece of paper, so far you have that joy in doing that. People, they would see. People might not come immediately to say, okay, thank you. But someone somewhere, you're actually motivating someone somewhere. Tomorrow, do you understand? This person picks paper and she does it very well. So if we start thinking like that, maybe it can help erase that I'm out of school, that the government has to give us everything we need. Do you understand? For 2 years, I've been seeking for publicity. Like, they should know that there is a big spoke brand in Nigeria. And it's funny enough is, I don't have the necessary machines that the Italian and other foreign countries they use to produce these shoes. Now, I can make these shoes like this look beautiful just with the hand, and then maybe few machines just to assist in the sewing and then a little the filing and all that. But imagine I have that industry, like the industrial machines they use. What would come about my shoes? Do you understand? So, okay, getting that publicity, it was very difficult. Do you understand? And then people tell you, man, these shoes you're making, what's the quality and everything? Then I keep explaining. So a day came and then someone woke me up and said, go on the internet. There's something, someone wrote something about you. I was like, oh, this is something that I've been wanting people to help me out, and they tell me, bring the Naira. Just to make people know that there's somebody they can come to, like a shoe doctor, you can come to and say, okay, please help me make this shoe and everything. So then after the internet message that was written, and then the picture went viral.
Which internet message?
That was on young business leaders of Nigeria. So I actually got a call around 10, and they were like, go and just drop your name there and a number for them to call, or just say something. And I went there, and that was how the thing blew. So today I'm getting calls from the 6 continents we have, different countries. Like, come and make this shoe for me, you're a shoe cobbler. Actually, recently I had an interview with a radio station in South Africa. So through the connection of this, the young business leaders of Nigeria. So I'm still trying to wake up from it. I'm still trying to wake up like a dream within the space of 2 weeks. Something you've been begging for 2 years, and then in 2 weeks you're known for what you do. Well, what I would say is, like I keep saying, the tag, be confident. When you're determined and focused, the sky is your limit. Forget what people would say. A whole lot of no's will come your way. A whole lot of people will turn you down. But if you have that one yes, hold on to it. Hold on to the yes. Forget whatever it is that the country has to offer you. Be the one to offer the country something, for them to come back to you and say, okay, I'm investing in what you're offering us. So do not look down on yourself. You have a big dream. Everybody has that. Nobody's poor except you make yourself poor. So if you have a dream, live your dream. Keep dreaming big. Keep hoping and praying. Most importantly, pray, and God will see you through. And like I would always say, everything you want in life and you will ever need in life is on the other side of fear. So when you take out fear, the sky is actually your limit. No, the sky is your starting point, sorry. It's a starting point.